What's going on, folks? Elijah here. It is December 7th, anniversary of Pearl Harbor, which pretty much got America fully involved in the World War II conflict. I mean, hey, if it wasn't for World War II, wouldn't have anime, I can tell you that. A lot of sacrifices are made. It seems stupid now, but our modern world would not be what it is, for better or worse, without that conflict. So it's been a little while since I've done a vlog video. Got this beautiful Nissan GT-R in front of me, absolute magnificent machine. Probably one of the most storied machines out there that's not from Europe. Japanese supercar. Oh, it just sounds so awesome. Absolute monstrous machine. GTR bike. Probably Nissan don't make bikes. They'd probably make some mean bikes if they did, boy. But yeah, it's been a very couple weeks, man. Been working so hard, just haven't had time. Finally just had a weekend off. I didn't even go anywhere, honestly. You know, I just stayed home and vegged out, honestly. Do anything. Really cleaned up my room a little bit. Played some video game. Did some much needed video game playing. Because I had a day off for so long, I haven't been able to really do much of anything. You know, lady, get out the street. Man, white people just be jaywalking, man. Jesus. Don't care nothing about the world. Y'all can't wait for the walk sign. Jesus. But they never see a motorcycle though. You know, sadly today here in Los Angeles, you know, a motorcyclist was killed by an asshole or a butthole making an illegal U-turn. You know, one where they go from the parking lane on one side of the street and turn in front of traffic without a signal, of course, because nobody in Los Angeles uses turn signals. And of course, really, the poor motorcyclist was killed because of this. You know, he just didn't have enough time to stop, and he went right in the back of this Astro van, which, you know, he hit a high-profile vehicle. It's Cortinas, unfortunately. So, you know, thoughts with the guy's family. You know, he's probably just going to work, you know, like I do every day on his bike, and that was it for him. There's a $50,000 reward out for the perpetrator, though, and I would turn his butt in a minute for free, honestly, because, you know, the guy stopped and just rode off. Like, you know, you hurt that guy, man. You turned in front of him illegally. You know, Republicans talk about, oh, it's all about personal accountability, but people don't really have any, man. You know, they don't want to get chipped, man. Chip everybody, so they know, hey, if you making a illegal U-turn in front of somebody and you was there, and it was probably you, they can just come get your butt and take you to the freaking hokey, dog. You don't need to be on the street. Sorry. I'm sorry that you don't have the freaking wherewithal to realize that making an illegal U-turn is dangerous and could kill someone, which is why stuff is usually illegal. They don't just make it illegal because, you know, they're just being jerks out there. No, they make it illegal because you could kill somebody. You're driving a motor vehicle, man. You can't just all of a sudden up and decide you're going to go the other way without looking and without making a signal. At least you're already doing an illegal turn. At least do a legal signal. You guys on a freaking traffic infraction spree, and it ended up with a felony. And, you know, I watched the surveillance video they had. It's actually pretty good this time. So I'm pretty sure they're going to find that Astrovan, and they're going to find the guy or girl that was driving it, and they're going to put them away in the slammer, dog. Because, you know, out here, if you hit somebody in an accident, and they're hurt severely or killed, and you don't stop to render aid, that's automatic felony hit and run, period. So, you gotta stop if you hit. I mean, I've actually hit pedestrians before. It happens, but you have to stop to make sure they're okay. You can't just take off and run. Nor should you, but people just, they don't want to take the responsibility anymore. Cats want to drive a semi truck, but don't want to have to do the be responsible for the consequences of doing it improperly. Instead of making an illegal U-turn, you can just go around the block, dog. I mean, Los Angeles is pretty much a grid. Going around the block will generally get you back on track of where you're trying to go, for the most part. Doesn't mean I've never done a legal U-turn, no. But there's a way you can make a U-turn safely without turning in front of other people, and it's simply by looking and paying attention. I mean, when I was younger, when I first started driving, I got in a lot of accidents, honestly. All of them because I wasn't paying attention. And that's just all there is to it. You gotta pay attention when you're out here on these roads, folks. That's just simple, point blank. So, but that's all I'm gonna say on that. Too bad for the guy's family. Too bad for the poor guy trying to go to work during the pandemic, and some jerk makes an illegal U-turn in front of you and kills you. It leaves you for dead. Doesn't even call you an ambulance. Maybe they could have saved you. If they'd gotten to him sooner. But that's why I tell people, you wear full gear when you ride. Even if you ride a little small motorcycle, wear gear, man, because no matter how much controlled. I mean, I think the guy had about 3 seconds or whatever to try to stop, and unfortunately, a motorcycle takes twice as long to stop as a car. So that's just the reality. It's only got one track. You don't have as much stopping power. As a car does, because this car has 4 brakes instead of 2. Simple math. I know you conspiracy theorists out there don't want to believe in math, but I still believe in math. Thank you. But it's just a crazy world out there. And you got, what is it? Old Rudy, the now disgraced former mayor of New York City. Trump's turned him into a Batman supervillain and gave him the coronavirus. This is like Trump's giving everybody, is Trump still got it? Dang, is he giving people coronavirus kisses or something? Dang, you put that dude in quarantine, man. All the people at the Capitol he was at the Capitol with, like that, the wino lady up there drunk with her discredited by a judge testimony about crap. Freaking lying. Yeah, you gotta go quarantine now, sucker. And I know these people are lying because chances are they're just trying to get famous off of their lies. And I'm not, hey, there's a lot of people out there famous off of lying. And make money off of it every day. I can't knock them. Everybody want to eat, especially now during the Rona times. But come on, bruh. Get a freaking life, man. And I guess you had Matthew McConaughey speaking out today. Which, in some way, yeah, I do think it's right. I consider myself a pragmatist, and as a pragmatist, I guess I consider myself more a centrist in the political spectrum, but I see the political spectrum as more of a loop, like a closed loop, and it kind of has a north and south. And at the north and south, at the north, you have fascists and Stalinists, which are really the same people. There's no difference between them both. Only difference between them is the execution of their atrocities. Okay? And then at the bottom, you have what I like to call just regular people who just want to live a healthy, decent life. You know, I'm not trying to be rich. Just want to be able to pay my bills. You know, drink my drink, and if I want to smoke a cigarette or something, well, then I'll be able to smoke a cigarette. I mean, I don't smoke. You shouldn't smoke. It's bad for you. But, you know, simple stuff like that. You know, maybe play a couple video games before I go, you know. That's all I want out of life. I don't want much. You know, I want to be able to pay my bills, not be a burden on my mother. You know, and that's where I think most people, you know, the majority of people, that's where majority of people are at. And you know, that's good enough. You know, but then you're gonna have the, you know, you got the crazies on the right. They're just there's maniacs and conspiracy theories, but you also got these people on the left too. They're just freaking maniacs. You know, they want to. You know, you call them patronizing, and it's kind of true. It's kind of like, you know, the whole, you know, was the hombre the gorilla gets shot. Man, people was more worried about hombre the gorilla than Trayvon Martin. I mean, seriously, you know, it's so patronizing. You know, people, you know, they'll save a dog or a cat in a minute, but then they'll blast a black person out of their shoes without even a second thought, you know. You know, they see people starving and then tell them not to eat meat. You know, so I understand that kind of patronization, or, you know, there's people who are environmentalists, you know, who want people to ride bikes, but they don't think you're actually doing anything if you don't also own a car. Like, you have to be, you know, riding a bike has to not be a choice, you know. You know, it has to be a choice you have. You have to decide whether you're going to drive your Prius or take your bicycle today. You know, then you're an environmentalist. You know, I call them the super libs. You know, these people that are, you know, the Ivy Leagues. You know, and that's not to say everybody is Ivy League. But I mean, you know, look at all these Ivy Leagues on the right that are idiots. Like, you went to Ivy League, right winger. You went to, you know, Dr. Atlas. You paid all that money. You're a freaking idiot. You know, and there's a lot of people, super liberals, I call them, that are exactly this. They went to the same colleges as Dr. Atlas, and they're a freaking idiot as well. You know, they're elitists. But that's not the core. That's not what the Democrats is about. It's not about elitism. And I hope those elitists, Ivy Leagues, know that when the time comes, we're going to crush their asses, along with the fascists, the Stalinists. We're going to crush that ass, and that's going to be that. You know, the best things, usually the best approaches in our universe, in our world, are centrist, pragmatic strategies that address problems as they come in a meaningful way that does the most people good. You know, should people have to stop eating meat? No. Should people eat less meat? Yes, of course. But I don't think you should be going on people who are barely surviving. You know, I try to tell people all the time. You know, it's like, you know, you want people who are starving to kind of, you know, not eat meat. Like, well, what are you going? You know, are you crazy when they live in a grocery store desert? Like, you know, and these are people who, you know, they talk all this stuff, but they don't want to give up. They're not willing to give up any of the luxuries that they enjoy in order to make those things happen. Like, you know, you say you got Black Lives Matter hashtag, but what are you willing to give up for Black lives? Like, what, you know, that's what sacrifice is. Sacrifice isn't about what you're gonna get. You know, that's kind of the age of instant gratification that we have. People are always worried about, oh, what am I gonna get from something? But, you know, that's not what life's about. Life isn't always about what we're going to get out of it. The most meaningful things, like, you know, if you talk to, you know, people who are got their own businesses, or, you know, a farm or something, or somebody who plays music, they made sacrifices. They had to sacrifice, so they had to give something up. A top athlete, these people had to. You're not even like a top athlete who's rich. I'm talking about like the people that compete in tournaments or in different kinds of martial arts and things like that. Like, these people make sacrifices, man. Or you realize, maybe you got a talented kid. A lot of people, they got a talented kid that, they got to make a lot of sacrifices to support that kid's talent, so they can grow it and they can, maybe become an expert in their field